Brief history of Edward VII. Edward VII was born on the 9th of November 1841 and was the King of the United Kingdom and the British Dominions and Emperor of India from the 22nd of January 1901 until his death. The eldest son of Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, Edward was related to royalty throughout Europe. Before his accession to the throne, he served as heir apparent and held the title of Prince of Wales for longer than any of his predecessors. During his long reign of his mother, he was largely excluded from political power and came to personify the fashionable leisured elite. He travelled throughout Britain performing ceremonial public duties and represented Britain on visits abroad. His tours of North America in 1860 and the Indian subcontinent in 1875 were popular successes, but his reputation as a playboy prince soured his relationship with his mother. Edward had hoped to pursue a career in the British Army, but his mother vetoed an active military career. His ranks were honorary. He was gazetted a lieutenant colonel without experience or any examinations in 1858. In September 1861, Edward was sent to Germany, supposedly to watch military manoeuvres, but actually in order to engineer a meeting between him and the Princess Alexandra of Denmark, the eldest daughter of Prince Christian of Denmark, and his wife Louise. Edward and Alexandra were friendly from the start. The meeting went well for both sides, and marriage plans advanced. From this time, Edward gained a reputation as a playboy. Determined to get some army experience, Edward attended manoeuvres in Ireland, during which he spent 3 nights with an actress, Nellie Clifton, who was hidden in a camp by his fellow officers. Prince Albert, though ill, was appalled and visited Edward at Cambridge to issue a reprimand. Albert died in December 1861, just 2 weeks after the visit, wore mourning clothes for the rest of her life and blamed Edward for his father's death. At first she regarded her son with distaste as frivolous, indiscreet and irresponsible. She wrote to her eldest daughter, "I never can or shall look at him without a shudder." Edward had mistresses throughout his married life. He socialised with actress Lily Langtry, Lady Randolph Churchill, Daisy Greville, Countess of Warwick, Lady Susan Van Tempest, and Alice Capel. At least 55 liaisons are conjunctured. How far these relationships went is not always clear. Edward always strove to be discreet, but this did not prevent society gossip or press speculation. When Queen Victoria died on the 22nd of January 1901, Edward became king. He chose to reign under the name Edward VII instead of Albert Edward, the name his mother had intended for him to use, declaring that he did not wish to undervalue the name of Albert and diminish the status of his father, with whom the name should stand alone. The number 7 was occasionally omitted in Scotland, even by the National Church, in defence to protest that the previous Edwards were English kings who had been excluded from Scotland by battle. J.B. Priestley recalled, "I was only a child when he succeeded Victoria in 1901, but I can testify to his extraordinary popularity. He was in fact the most popular king England had known since the early 1660s. As king, Edward played a role in the modernisation of the British Home Fleet and the reorganisation of the British Army after the Second Boer War. He reinstituted traditional ceremonies as public displays and broadened the range of people with whom royalty socialised. He fostered good relations between Britain and other European countries, especially France, for which he was popularly called peacemaker. But his relationship with his nephew, Kaiser Wilhelm II, was poor. The Edwardian Era, which covered Edward's reign and was named after him, coincided with the start of a new century and heralded significant changes in technology and society, including steam turbine propulsion and the rise of socialism. On the 27th of April, Edward was at Buckingham Palace and suffering from severe bronchitis. Alexandra returned from visiting her brother, King George I of Greece, in Corfu a week later on the 5th of May. The following day, the king suffered several heart attacks but refused to go to bed, saying, "No, I shall not give in. I shall go on. I shall work to the end." Between moments of faintness, the Prince of Wales, shortly to be King George V, told him that his horse, which of the heir, had won at Kempton that afternoon. The king replied, "Yes, I have heard of it. I am very glad." His final word. At 11:30 p.m. he lost consciousness for the last time and was put to bed. He died 15 minutes later. He died in 1910 in the midst of a constitutional crisis that was resolved the following year by the Parliament Act 1911, which restricted the power of the unelected House of Lords. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Twitter.